My body is ready.
All right, guys, we're back. Podcast 26 after, I think local checked. It's been over a year since our last podcast was the Diablo 3 auction house debate, which we'll probably come back to somewhere down the line. But anyways, this is podcast 26. We've got Local and Baltus on board, and we're going to cover the Wii U, because I know that's Nintendo's a pretty big brand with here in the Speed Gamer community, and, well, we love Nintendo. So what we're going to talk about today is, what we think of the Wii U. Is it a first-day purchase? What are we going to pick up on it? And I guess how it relates to the next generation of gaming. And anyways, I guess we're going to kick it off with, is it a first day buy? Do you think so, Baltus? Are you going to pick it up day number one? What games are you going to pick up on it? And we'll just kind of toss around stuff. Yeah, I'm good at talking, but yeah, we'll bounce ideas off each other and we'll just let it go that way.
Well, I not only do I plan on picking it up day one, but I can make an announcement, sort of. If the GameStop I reserved it at has a midnight launch, then I will be picking it up, bringing it home, and then going live on TSG Presents and streaming the unboxing, the setup, and then playing it until probably about 8 a.m. Eastern. So it'll be a very lengthy stream.
When is it? So it comes out. They're actually doing a midnight release for you guys.
I don't know yet. They haven't. GameStop told me to call back and let them, and they will know more closer to the release date whether they're doing a midnight launch. My town, in a small town, there's 4 GameStops for some weird reason, so I doubt all of them are doing a midnight launch.
Yeah, a quick funny little story about the Wii launch. I remember we got it first day it came out, which was sometime in November, I believe, too. But anyways, this one's on November 18th, for anybody who doesn't know. That's for North America. And so I was at the Wii U launch. We all got in line at Best Buy, me, Rob, Daniel, a bunch of us, and we're camping out. And wasn't actually, I shouldn't say midnight release, it was going to be released at, I think it was 6 a.m. So we camped out all night long there. And then Tyler, who was also getting the Wii, he went to Walmart, and they released theirs at midnight. So they came pulling up, like, while we were camping out, like, we already got our Wii, and they just drove off. And it was a cold night, I do remember that, but yeah, we camped out for both the 360 and the Wii, and it was fun. There were so many people like coming out of the store the day before launch because we were camping out a day early, and they were like, "What are you guys doing? Like, is this for the PS3?" We're like, "No, it's for the Wii." They're like, "Is it actually worth it to do it?" And we're like, "We think so." And so there were people who you could tell that had no idea what the Wii even was, but they just wanted to kind of be like, what are those? I forgot what they're called. Early adopters. There's like a technical term we learned in school about it. But it seemed like they just wanted to be those because there were older, it seemed, parents and stuff that were like, oh, well, I'm going to get this for my kid. And before like it came out at 3 or 4 a.m., we had like a long line. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Baltus. Go ahead. What?
Was that talking still?
Well, what games are you going to purchase? And I kind of, I guess, interrupted you on that.
What game? I'm still fighting myself on this. I pre-ordered the deluxe, so Nintendo Land comes with it. I'm definitely getting Zombie U. I would like to get a second title. I'm trying to budget for a second title, and I honestly have no idea. Scribblenauts looks great. Isn't that Lego title? Is that a launch title?
I think so.
I think that's a launch title, and that looks really interesting. I already won Assassin's Creed 3. I can't decide between Wii U and PC, though. I'm actually finally tempted, and people will be like, oh my god, but Baltus hates Call of Duty, but I'm actually very tempted to get Black Ops 2 on the Wii U.
Yeah, I've never been a person that and I don't want to get too off topic, but never been a person that really loved Call of Duty or hated. I was kind of neutral, even though I did pick it up Xbox 360 on its release when it was that Call of Duty 3? No, it was Call of Duty 4. I don't know. Whatever launched with the Xbox 360, I picked it up. I liked it, whatever. But 3? And it was good.
I think.
But I haven't really had a desire, even though it's one of the it's top 3, big name franchise in gaming right now. I haven't really had, much reason to get it. But this one, I am actually interested in it, and the music is going to be scored by Reznor and somebody else, and one of the writers.
The main theme, at least.
Yeah.
The theme is Trent Reznor, and the rest of the score is the guy who did the Mass Effect score.
Well, even better. Is it the original, the Mass Effect 1? Because wait, the guy that did Mass Effect 1, did he do 1 and 2? I know for sure he didn't do 3.
Let's see.
And also to answer Jack Wall, to answer your question about the Lego game, it is a launch. It's a launch window game, so it's not.
Okay.
He did
Pikmin
Mass Effect
as well.
Yes, Pikmin as well.
Mass Effect 1 and 2.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That's how I thought it was. But anyways, and then they have one of the writers from the Dark Knight series as well, who did The Dark Knight, I believe.
Yeah, he wrote. It's David S. Goyer. He wrote The Dark Knight and Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises. He did all of them apparently.
Oh well,
Nice.
But he also wrote Blade, so there's a give and take there.
But and there's other things. I mean, when Modern Warfare came out, I was on the Call of Duty bandwagon. So hardcore. I loved Modern Warfare. And then when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I wanted to cry. And then Black Ops and 3 just upset me even more. So, and reading what I've read about what they did with this one, I'm actually pleased to see them. It appears they're actually spending more time with the campaign and actually trying to make it not the same boring, dull experience, branching storylines and stuff. And so with that and the Wii U launch, I would love to see a big title like this do extremely well on the Wii U, because it's a big title like that doing well if it does poorly, then that's a really bad example for other developers and future big titles on the Wii U. So I really want Black Ops 2 to do well on the Wii U.
Yeah.
I want to say that they just announced, well, I don't know if it's announced or whatever, but they just said something about Call of Duty Elite, I guess, which is their multiplayer online service, wasn't going to be on the Wii U.
It's not going to be available on launch day.
So people won't be able to play multiplayer on launch day?
I don't think that's...
Their Elite package, I don't know what completely comes with the Elite package, but they've actually got some really neat things that I was just going to bring up. One being they have this...
kind of like Halo Waypoint, in a way?
I'm not... Yeah, I mean... You're talking about the video, the stuff you can download, like your previous games. Well, it's even a step further than that, because you can actually, without a capture card, you can stream your gameplay onto a service. I don't know the complete details. I just know that it has streaming capability. So it's people without a capture card are in luck. It's kind of a great idea, and it could be a really big step for competitive gaming and streaming in general. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to stream it to your own service. I didn't really do any research, going into this, but I don't know if you're going to be able to link it to Twitch or whatever. But they are going to have some type of streaming stuff, so that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I heard that they were going to have a built-in streaming thing because they wanted to make sure that people, when they streamed it, got the best possible quality.
And to kind of piggyback again off what Balta said, I do think Black Ops 2 is pretty important to the launch. Actually, really important, because other third-party developers are going to look and see if it doesn't have a great launch. That's been kind of the Achilles heel for Nintendo. People don't third parties are not as won't be as willing to risk putting their games on their system if they see a big launch game or a big game like that not do well. But
It must be seeing stuff like Assassin's Creed 3 is going to come out at launch. They're bringing Mass Effect 3 out on the Wii U. They're doing the same with Arkham City. Are there
Just
any other
Dance.
games that they've announced? Just Dance. So I have a feeling that the hardware and the developer tools are easy enough to use that the platform will be more inviting to developers who are already working on big titles for the other systems.
Can I clarify the Call of Duty Elite thing? I just researched it.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, they said, we are currently evaluating options for Call of Duty Elite to support Nintendo Wii U's game system. However, Call of Duty Elite for Call of Duty Black Ops 2 will not support this platform when the game launches on November 13th, which is before the Wii U launches on November 18th. But anyway, what Call of Duty Elite does is it's designed to help improve your game and make it more competitive by giving you statistical data. So I guess it kind of is like the waypoint thing, because it says it allows you to show the maps of where your matches took place and where you got killed and kind of cool things like that. What to watch out for.
So it's something.
It doesn't hinder the game at all.
Yeah, so it seems like probably a thing more for your competitive players and stuff.
Which probably aren't going to buy it on the Wii U anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Even though I did watch a video over on IGN where one of their editors was saying that the Wii U version he thought was like the more complete version because of what you could do with the gamepad. The most important thing are going to be to the competitive gamers, though, is the FPS. Does it, is there any drop or anything like that? Well, actually, the biggest thing is going to be what is it, the online playability, and 360 dominates right now in that. So yeah, it's going to be years down the road if for a Call of Duty game ever to be preferred on the Wii U. I think Microsoft's going to hold that title for a while, but yeah. Anyways, local, is it a first day buy? You going to get a first day? What games are you going to get?
I think it's definitely a first day buy because it's kind of like, I don't want to steal anyone's point, but it's a Nintendo console. You're going to buy it eventually anyway, so I figured I might as well be an early adopter and just go ahead and get it. And I got the deluxe version from Walmart. I got one of their bundles. So I got deluxe Wii U, a black controller Pro, Zombie U, and new Super Mario Brothers Wii U, whatever the hell it's called, because I think that's gonna be fun.
So I've already forgot. What's the two price points for the two packages? Is it $299 and $249?
It's $299 and $349.
That's right.
Basic is the $299, and the difference is the basic is white, and it doesn't come with the stand and a cradle for your gamepad and stuff like that. But it also doesn't come with the digital, kind of like a Founders Program promotion thing, which the Deluxe does come with. And the Deluxe is black and comes with the cradle and stuff like that. But I picked up the Deluxe because I wanted that digital thing, which allows you to, they haven't gone into specifics yet, but it allows you to gain points from buying stuff on their store, and then you can redeem those points for more games in the store. It's kind of like a rewards zone thing.
What games are you going to be picking up for?
Oh yeah, well I thought I said, but anyway, I got Zombie U, and new Super Mario Brothers Wii U. Yeah,
I think you said that already. That's my bad.
Cool. I'm debating picking up other games. I wanna. It's tough. I want to get Assassin's Creed 3 or Darksiders 2, but I want to stick with what I know is going to be fun, because I went to the Wii U Experience event or whatever in Atlanta, and I got to play around with some of these games, and Zombie U, out of all the games that I played, Zombie U was the most fun. The second most fun was the new WarioWare that's coming out. That was pretty good.
One thing that came in brought up in the forums, which I thought was cool, and I haven't. I've seen a lot of gameplay footage of Zombie U, but I haven't read too much. But he was saying that I think they got a little bit of inspiration from Metroid, and so you actually will get, I think, upgrades while you play throughout the game. That'll be, have you access new areas or be able to, do, have different abilities, kind of Metroid-esque. I thought that was kind of neat.
So you'll start out really awesome and then lose everything early on in the game, like Metroid.
Yeah, I wonder what route they'll go. I bet you'll just start the bare minimum and just work your way up. Who knows? I really wish.
What's that? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I really wish that we got a bundle like the Europeans do, the Zombie U bundle.
Was that an official Zombie U bundle?
Yeah, the.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo of America is just scared that a zombie game like that, where it's like a roguelike, it won't sell very well in the U.S.
Or parents will complain.
Yeah, the reason why they probably did it over there, and it might not be a European thing, it might be just a UK thing, but so it might not be all of Europe, but they're probably doing it just because it's based right in London and stuff, so it's probably gonna sell best there, anyways. I would think.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, but we at the Wii U event we got to play the multiplayer one, which is a Zombie King, and it was pretty awesome. It's like the person with the gamepad could place zombies around the map, and the person with the controller was looking at the TV, and they had to go and capture flag points. And the person watching the TV didn't know where these zombies were being placed, and there were like different types of zombies that you could place. Some could recapture these flags. It was very strategic and cool. I liked it.
Zombie U has multiplayer?
Local multiplayer, not online.
I'm guessing the other people will use a Pro controller?
Pro or... I mean, we use Pro, so I don't know if it'll be Pro or Nunchuck and Wiimote, but definitely pick up a Pro controller.
Have they released a price on that Pro controller? I'm going to have to get one so that Bree and I can play Zombie U. How much is it?
It's $40.
Oh, God. Well, it looks like I'll probably get Zombie U, a Pro controller, and I think I might be bad with... I don't know. I know I can do it, but then we'll have no money for Black Friday, or maybe we will. If I get my tax check back in the middle of November, then I'll definitely be able to get a couple extra games.
I guess since I'm the last person to answer, for me, it's kind of hard. Money's really tight right now. I do think it is, where it's a good launch lineup. It's probably the best Nintendo has had since, I guess, the N64, because GameCube had a decent launch. They got Smash Brothers out in the launch window. There was Luigi's Mansion and Rogue Squadron, which whenever we got it for Christmas, me and my brother, we got Smash Brothers and Rogue Squadron were the two games that we got. Like I said, Smash Brothers wasn't out there on launch, but it came out a couple weeks later. But anyways, I think this is the best launch lineup they've had in a while, particularly because of the strong third-party support. I want to get it day one, but like I said, I can't really afford it at the moment. But Pikmin 3 for me is really huge. Once some of those games start streaming out, I save up a bit of money, I'll be picking that up. Hopefully, middle of 2013 or so. And a couple more questions I wanted to throw out to you guys before we move on. Are y'all worried at all? You saw what happened with the 3DS. The price, I do think the price difference is pretty big here, but the 3DS came out at a kind of a hefty price, and then Nintendo cut it pretty quickly. Are you worried about purchasing it earlier on and then Nintendo cutting it, or do you think that Nintendo right off the bat already found a better price point, and so that's not going to happen?
What were pre-orders on the 3DS like?
I think they're, mediocre. I can't remember what the 3DS sales as of late have been really, really awesome. I think at this point it's even outpacing your 3DS. But 3DS had a similar problem. They didn't have the greatest launch. Titles had a lot to do with that. Maybe pricing had a lot to do with that. But
what I'm reading, I'm seeing stuff about the 3DS pre-sales did pre-orders did sell out at a lot of places like Walmart, Amazon.
Yeah, Nintendo's always been pretty good at keeping the demand on their items pretty high, especially in the beginning. We saw it happen with the Wii. 3DS wasn't, necessarily the same. Neither was the DS, but I still think
I think the 3DS, it was bad because it was a handheld, and the handheld market has been really screwy ever since. It's just been really weird ever since the mobile market and phones in general. I mean, the rate at which graphics capabilities on phones improves month to month it's absolutely ridiculous how quickly it advances. It's already the point where it surpasses. I'm pretty sure that there's no doubt that the iPhone 5's graphics capabilities far exceed the 3DS.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't have proof of that, other than just pure raw hardware data. So things like that just, I think, have kind of screwed the mobile market. And then to say, oh, we want $250 for this handheld, when that's the same price that the Wii launched at. And the Wii was a full-blown console, an at-home console. And I don't know, also just with everything in the US and the entire world right now, economically, I think people were a lot more wary to drop $250 on a handheld like that when they could, they could buy the new iPhone with a contract for $50 cheaper.
Yeah, I know a lot of analysts and stuff have kind of been doom and gloom about handhelds, not talking about phones, but Nintendo, Sony, their two handhelds that they have out. And I must say Nintendo's held up pretty good for the most part. I mean, their hardware-wise, their sales are still, when you match them up against the DS, they're outpacing them right now. And even with the software, especially on their first-party games, are still performing well. So I don't know. I still think I don't think it's gonna dissolve like some people have said that they think Nintendo will have to eventually sell their games on iPhone, Android, and all that. But I think the market's still going to be there for a while. I don't really see that happening. Not in the next decade.
The biggest thing is that the 3DS, I was really disappointed and skeptical before it came out because of the whole 3D aspect. And I've always said 3D is, for me, 3D is a huge gimmick. It's a waste. You could use... I'd rather spend less money on technology that works than 3D that's just going to muck up my image. And so, I said the 3DS is gimmicky, and I really didn't like it. And I hate to kind of say that I was a little right, because the 3D push right now is almost non-existent on the 3DS now at this point already.
I mean, I don't know about that. There's big titles that still push the 3D gimmick, and I hate to say that it is a gimmick, but it is. I mean, but I like it because I don't think that it's done poorly. I think it's done very well on the software that supports it. But like Kingdom Hearts just came out recently, and that has 3D, and all these other big names are gonna have 3D. Paper Mario, Luigi's Mansion.
Right. I mean, like at E3. Remember E3 last year? They were like, "All right, everybody, put on your 3D glasses." And then this year's E3, 3D, the 3D aspect of the 3DS was very low key. They're focusing. Nintendo has shifted the focus more to games and content than 3D, and I feel like that's what they need to do to sell the system anyway. And with that being how the state of things are, I wish that they had made it a non-3D system anyways, because then they could have sold it for lower price point. It'd be cheaper for them to manufacture. They wouldn't have had such a rocky launch. Then again, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed Ocarina of Time 3D as much. I really did love the 3D in that, even though I thought it was unnecessary and very gimmicky.
Well, you got to realize this, Baltus. They had to differentiate themselves from the PS Vita, which was pushing games like Uncharted and whatever the hell that other game was where you like touch the back with the ball. But anyway, they were pushing games, and the Nintendo had to say, "Hey guys, look, we have 3D," which is something that the PS Vita does not.
This is true. I feel bad for Sony. I almost want to hold a funeral for them.
Well, I don't like to use the word gimmick just because, I don't know, to me 3D is kind of like, it does add, it's almost like when you say, it's like saying, what's the word? What's the art style that is so popular, Kami used, Wind Waker used? Cell shading. I think it's like saying that cell shading is a gimmick. It just, to me, it seems like kind of it adds, like, it doesn't add anything necessarily to the gameplay or anything, but it's just like a nice feature to have there. It looks better. It's the same to me as like upgrading graphics. It's just something to make it look better. That's all graphics really do, make it look better. I mean, speaking, specifically about graphics, not better GPU and stuff that, in turn can do more than just produce better graphics, but specifically on graphics, I think I compare it to the 3D. It just looks better, and I don't know. I understand the gimmick argument, but I think whenever I play games like Ocarina of Time 3DS and Mario 3D Land, I didn't have to have the 3D, but it was cool. It just made it, slightly more enjoyable, I guess I would say. But it looks nice. It has a nice effect in the games. I'd still like to see games like, I've thought of games like Earthbound that have a moving background and how they could implement that in 3D. And it's just little stuff that's gonna to look better, not necessarily change up the gameplay and all that. But that's my kind of thoughts on the 3D. I like it.
It comes down to this. It depends on the game. Like Super Mario 3D Land, that was all based around the 3D. Like you basically had to have 3D in some areas in order to even complete the game.
So the depth perception and stuff.
Yeah. But in other games like Kingdom Hearts or Pilot Wings, the 3D is a gimmick, and it's just there to like be like, hey, wow, check this out. It's cool that it's in 3D. And so, like I was saying, it just comes down to the games.
It does look cool, though.
Well, yeah, it does, but that's what it's supposed to do, and it doesn't add anything.
Since we're talking about Mario, what games are you getting local on the Wii U?
This is my third time.
Third time's a charm, baby. No, yeah, he's went over it a couple times. I don't know why I asked him the second time.
Well, we completely disbanded the original question of whether we thought that we were scared that the Wii U price point would drop.
Oh yeah, good point.
To bring that back around, no, I'm not scared because I was actually thinking that the price might be a little bit higher. I'm hoping that it would have been 200 and 250, but I was expecting it to be 350, 400.
I think I had guessed 250 and 300, but then again, I was also sure that Nintendo wouldn't have a bundle that didn't include Nintendo Land. I was wrong. Pretty sure my exact words were, "This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard." Whoops.
But so Baltus, do you think that the price will drop
within the first year?
I don't think, from what I've heard, I personally no. I think that Nintendo will have a much better. I think the chances of this price point succeeding are much higher than the price point that they tried with a handheld. It seems like it just makes more sense for a home console, and the hardware that's in it and what it can do. I'm comfortable spending that money on it for that experience.
Yeah,
and future experience.
And future experience too. I'm excited about it. I'm not. I hope the price doesn't drop. I mean, if so, then woo! ambassador program, I hope.
So locals on the record, Baltus is on the record. No price drop in the first year, and I'm going to echo their opinion. Okay, all right, we're going to go ahead and move along to how we're going to try to do these podcasts now. Is we're going to have a subject like we had now with, or we just did with the Wii U, and then we're going to move along to what we've been playing lately. And so, local, what have you been playing lately?
A little bit of everything. I've been playing Super Mario 3D Land. I've been playing Dishonored, but mostly I would say I've been playing WoW. I hate to say it, but I've been playing more WoW than anything. I don't get a lot of time to play games during the week, and well, I don't get a lot of time to play games during the weekend. But when I do, I feel like I just want to kind of veg out and play something that I don't have to really pay attention to. So that's why I go towards WoW. Well, I'm trying to catch up with everyone else in the guild, like Tyler, and well, I'm gonna go back to Guild Wars. But anyway, I want to catch up with everyone and like do dungeons and have the full experience. But right now, I'm stuck in that grinding area where you have to level up to get to 90 in order to do all the dungeons and raids and stuff, and it's really boring. And I hate WoW's aspect of this, but this is probably. I don't not like it, but I feel like I could have more fun doing something else. But I have to push through it because I think I'll have more fun later.
Baltus, what you've been playing?
Also, a little of this, a little of that. I also got Guild Wars 2, and I love it. I think it's pretty rad. Resident Evil 6 was atrocious. I don't want to talk about it. No, I thought Resident Evil 6 was pretty horrible. Dishonored is amazing. What else have I been playing? Oh, let me just clarify. Resident Evil 6 is horrible, and I loved Resident Evil 5.
Resident Evil 5 I didn't like. What's up? What's the main game? What's the main game you've been playing?
Probably Guild Wars 2. I'd be playing Dishonored still, but I streamed it twice last week, and now I'm kind of like, man, I don't want to continue because I want to stream it, but it's so hard to find times to stream because of my job and stuff that it's pretty much have to decide last minute that I'm going to stream, which kind of sucks. With Dishonored, if I had to choose between two games that I would play the most right now, it's Guild Wars and Dishonored.
I've been playing the new D3 patch just dropped, 1.0.5, which has been really great. Let's see, Miss the Pandaria with Local and the rest of the guild. I've enjoying that. Joined the new dungeons and everything. Borderlands 2, which I think locals played a little bit of. A lot of us TSG have been playing, and I really love Borderlands 2. I would highly recommend that. I've been kind of on a Castlevania kick. I've been playing Circle of the Moon and Dawn of Sorrow.
I love Dawn of Sorrow.
Yeah, Dawn of Sorrow is really cool. And Circle of the Moon is really cool, too. It's a little bit more... the GBA ones are a little bit more challenging, I think, than the DS ones. The DS ones are really, really good. I don't know which I would prefer, but Circle the Moon, I just got through... Which boss did I just fight? These two dragons, I can't remember their name. But anyways, I've been on a Castlevania kick, and I've been playing them, and been having a lot of fun with that. Been playing Minecraft. I've been playing a lot of games lately.
I got a quick question, bro. Is anyone in Texas buying a Wii U day one?
That's a good question. I don't... Off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
Well then, I am definitely going to bring down my Wii U with New Super Mario Brothers U for the marathon.
Heck yeah.
God, New Super Mario Brothers U.
Don't even start, Baltus.
Aww.
But this kind of brings me into the next thing I wanted to say. How we're going to do the podcast, or at least if you guys like this, but how we're at least going to do the next couple ones is you guys in the YouTube comments below, because now our podcasts are on YouTube, or if you're listening to us via iTunes, you can email us at podcast at thespeedgamers.com and tell us what subject would you like for us to talk about. It can be something It could be something you would think would be a small subject, just like a game like the new Super Mario Brothers on the Wii U. What do you could ask us what we think about that, and we could spend the whole podcast on that. Or it could be something big like Resident Evil franchise. Or do you think the Wii U is a next is it a next gen console? Something like that. Just give us a subject, and we'll pick one of them to be our next podcast subject, and we'll go over it for about, looks like we went 30, 45 minutes. That's what we're going to try to keep our podcast around. I think that's a pretty good time. Also, sorry if you hear panting and stuff. That's Snubble, my little bulldog in the background. He's being vicious like he always is. Anyways.
Eating a sock?
No, he's eating my hand. But that's all I really have. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we end this?
Borderlands 2 was amazing.
I wish I had it.
Well, I guess that's it for us, and we will see you. I don't want to put a date on our next podcast, but we'll hopefully see you. You guys will be listening to us again in the next couple of weeks or so. So, see you guys later.